Don't mind me toasting myself. I've been to York to a rescue and preventive meeting. And after coping with fallen girls and upstanding bishops, I feel I've earned a bit of extra comfort.
How did you get on?
Oh, not as long-winded as usual. But I think I've soiled my ticket. I said to the secretary, there's a train I want to catch, and I'll give £1 note to the collection if you can get them to cut it a bit short. And would you believe it? The wretch of a man, he goes and tells the bishop. And after he's been talking for 10 minutes, he says, there's much more I could tell you of this good work, but one of our lady committee members has said that she'll give £1 note to the collection if I will cut my eloquence short. And he sat down.
Good for you.
Yes, but that's not the end of it. When they came around with the collection, I hadn't got a note. I don't know when I felt worse. Really, I don't. I turned to Mr. Cross, who was sitting next to me. I said, for heaven's sake, lend me £1. He roared with laughter. He said, so you're the lady. Oh, now it'll be all over the county that I had to borrow £1. I don't know what my husband will say when he hears. Well, don't stand there like a lad on hiring day. Sit down. Help yourself to a drink. Oh, it's a bit hot here now.
I'll give you a hand.
Thank you. Here, I've got a bone to pick with you.
Oh?
Why didn't you tell me about the accident?
Well, you know how to shoot a horse. Snaith was responsible.
I heard it happened on his land.
Unmarked war. That man's impossible. He just stood there behaving as if he'd no idea of what he'd done. Can he really be such a fool?
Oh, he's no fool, and you know it. He steered the new road through the committee, all right.
Well, he won't get it through full council.
That remains to be seen.
Admirably independent creatures, cats, don't you think? You can't buy their affection as you can of dogs. They used to breed so prolifically, I was supplying every institution in the South Riding. Now I'm afraid my housekeeper has persuaded me to have them neutered. It's a pity to deprive them of their natural pleasures, but one tries to make it up to them in other ways.
What do you think Khan's next move will be?
Khan?
You know, there's more than one or two on the council who think anything he says is gospel if it's about farming.
Well, it's a pity. As a spokesman of smallholders, he's made such a mess of his own farming.
His own?
Well, he's failing, isn't he? Of course, I don't know. It's not my business, but I understand he'd have to borrow heavily if he's to see another year out.
But it doesn't affect his position on the council, and if he stopped the new road, then what about the housing scheme?
Oh, I see your point. I don't think you need be frightened. Have you gone any further with your little scheme?
Mine?
Well, ours.
I mean, I thought...
waiting to be certain about the road first, you're wise. It'll be all right. Astral, for one, is dead keen. More tea. Please help yourself.
Good heavens, it's 1.5 hours. What are you doing? Roasting an ox? Hello, Khan. I had to put a horse down the other day. Bad luck. Valuable, was it?
I thought she'd fetch 150.
Oh, shame. Still, she was insured, no doubt.
No.
No? Oh, dear. False economy, if you ask me. Still, Never did believe in telling another chap his business. Advise them right and you get no credit. Advise them wrong and you get the blame, eh? Oh, got a drink, haven't you? Well, if you'll excuse me, one or two things to see to. Shouldn't mend that far again, Emma. It'll easily last till bedtime.
I went to see Muriel last week.
You don't look too well, Huggins. Have you been overdoing things?
I'm worried, Mr. Snaith. That's the top and bottom of it.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Family all right?
Well, you see, that's just it. My daughter Frida, her that married young Armstrong from Redcar, nice young chap, tobacconist, she's left him. She's come over to us, bringing the nipper with her and saying she wants a legal separation. Well, I don't like it, for better or worse, I say, but you can't force a woman.
I'm sorry. That sort of thing.
Of course, I don't want it all in the paper, not with me in my position.
I see.
Money is at the bottom of it. They've got into debt. You see, it's like this. Mr. Snaith, I haven't told anybody else. I keep my troubles to myself, but you're a good living man and a Wesleyan, and you'll understand my position. Well, here's my girl, you see. Been married 5 years. Nice young chap, like I said. One nipper, a boy. And they've got this tobacconist shop on the front of Redcar. But you know how quiet seaside places are? He's been losing steadily. And he's been lifting his elbow, so she says. Well, I know young Armstrong, and it's fear of the future that's getting him down. Anyway, now they're building this picture house next door to his shop, and it'll double the value of the business if he can hang on a while, but the bank is threatening to foreclose. £500 he owes, and if he doesn't pay up, he'll lose everything.
£500?
Yes, you see, 3 years ago, I'd have had it myself. I mean, 2 years ago, I could have raised it. I'd borrow it this minute if I could see my way to paying it back. I'm fond of my girl, Mr. Snaith, and I don't want the lack of a few pounds to ruin her life for her, but you know how it is. Business is bad. I just can't see my way.
Well, I dare say it's possible I might be able to help you.
Oh. You see, I'd have asked you for a loan. I'd have come to you on a straight business-like basis. But I tell you honestly, I can't see how I could pay you back. My business only just keeps going. I don't make £100 a year net profit. I've got an overdraft. We've got to live.
It's quite